Welcome to Movie Recall. In today's video, we will be going through the 2022 movie Pearl. It's time to recall. Let's get started. Turn on subtitles and spoilers ahead. The movie starts in 1918 during the influenza pandemic. Pearl is a young woman living with her German immigrant parents on their Texas homestead while her husband Howard serves in World War I. Pearl's father is infirm and paralyzed. He can neither talk nor move, and her domineering mother, Ruth, insists that she help care for both him and the farm. Pearl, longing for a more exciting life, is captivated by the films she sees at the local cinema and aspires to become a chorus girl, much to Ruth's disapproval. She still does not want to let go of this dream of hers, as we see her dancing while wearing her mother's designer clothes. She wants to become famous and have an adventurous life, which of course does not seem that easy for her. She is also fascinated by adult movie stuff. As she is dancing, her mother shows up. She catches her in the act, and she goes on to give the girl an earful. She tells her to take off these fancy clothes and never dance again. Here we see that the girl's mother is of a controlling nature. Pearl of course gets upset and leaves for the barn. She gives some food to their animals and keeps talking to herself, where she seems determined to do something big in her life. She does not want to live in this place, so she decides that when she becomes a big deal, she will leave this place. As she stands there, a duck comes to her, and Pearl goes on to throw the duck in front of an alligator in the nearby pond. The alligator is a pet of hers, and she has a good bond with the creature. We then see her setting up the dinner table and taking care of her father. After that, she has seen the letters written to her by her husband, whom she misses a lot. She then takes her dad to bathe him, and even during that, she keeps saying that she will become a great dancer. Her mother then sends her to the town to get some stuff, but she ends up going to the movies, and she selects the movie that includes dancing lessons. When the movie ends, she gets to talk to the projectionist at the cinema and tells him about her husband and her passion as well. Seeing the girl be so passionate, the man gets impressed by her and offers her to see the picture for free anytime she wants. Pearl goes on to tell him that she is going home for now, and whenever she gets the time, she will be back. The man at the cinema then goes on to give her some reels of the movie. These reels contain the images of the dance shown in the movie. He has done this because he likes how passionate she is about becoming a dancer. He seems to like her too, as he tells her to feel free to come and see him or the movie whenever she likes. When she is on her way home, hard breeze is blowing. The breeze blows away all the reels from her pockets, and she starts finding them. Doing that, she ends up in a cornfield. She sees a scarecrow in the fields and then starts dancing madly with the scarecrow. After having done these weird things, she gets back home. She runs into her mother, who tells her to take care of her dad. She's instructed to take him to the bath, and the next thing we see, she is bathing her dad, and as she does that, she tells him all about the picture in the reels. She then goes on to pinch her dad's finger to see if he reacts, but the man does not move. That evening, when the family is about to have dinner, her mother goes on to ask the girl about the remaining money because she gave her more money than the medicine actually cost. Pearl of course cannot tell her mother that she went to the movies, so she just tells her that she ate candy with the remaining amount. Her mother gets angry and takes away her food as punishment for wasting the money. Her mother tells her that she is going to eat this food in breakfast now, adding that the situation is really bad at their house. Their financial condition is not good, and on top of that, the Americans do not treat the Germans well. They have not been harmed yet because they have been living like Americans, so Pearl is supposed to be cautious out there. She makes it abundantly clear to her that she wants her to be more responsible, and if she is not able to do it, she will have to bear the consequences. Pearl agrees with her mother, but when she goes to her room, she prays to God to make her popular as quickly as possible so that she is able to get away from this place. When she is working in the barn the next day, she is approached by her husband's sister and mother. The sister's name is Mitzi, and she goes on to tell Pearl that they have not been receiving any letters from Howard, Pearl's husband. She says that her mother has been really worried about Howard for the past few days. Pearl tells her to be positive, adding that he is fine. Mitzi then tells Pearl that there is going to be a dance audition soon, and the girls who get selected are going to be included in the group that is to be sent to different countries to perform. Pearl tells Mitzi that she too wants to take part in the auditions, and Mitzi tells her to be ready on the day. The mother then tries to give a ham cake to Pearl's mother, which she refuses to accept. It indicates that the relationship between the two families is not a pleasant one. Later that night, she gets dressed and sneaks out of the house to go to the cinema again. She meets the projectionist there and tells him that she has been thinking about the advice he gave her, adding that she has decided not to waste her talent, which is why she will be appearing in auditions soon. She, however, adds that she is worried about her dancing skills and is not sure if she is good enough to get her selected. The projectionist tells her to take it easy, adding that he is sure she can get it. She then tells him that she wants to watch a movie, and he starts showing her an adult film, which were made at that time, but they were illegal. Projectionist then asks her why does she not go abroad, and she tells him that she cannot leave her parents, adding that she can only go when they are not around anymore. Projectionist then tells her that he believes in her. He is sure that she is going to fulfill her dream, and he will surely see her on the big screen one day. That night, when she gets back home, she hears her mother crying, and it is revealed that the woman is crying because of her husband's condition. The next morning, Pearl takes her dad to the pond, and she has decided that she is going to throw the man in front of the alligator because she wants to put an end to her pathetic life and start a new one where she does not have to take care of her parents. Just as she is about to push her dad into the pond, her mother shows up from behind and asks her what she is doing out there with her dad. Pearl says that she was just talking to him. In the meantime, her alligator has already left, and when her mother is gone, she sees some eggs there. She takes one of the alligator's eggs and brings it to her barn, only to break it. She now starts missing her husband yet again. She thinks that her husband could have easily taken her away from these people, but he is at war, so he cannot do anything about it. Pearl, her dad, and her mother are at the dinner table when her mother shows her the magazine she has found in Pearl's room. The mother has also found the program Pearl took from the movie theater, and she is really angry at her daughter for indulging in these activities. She goes on to tell Pearl that she is going to have to stop doing these things and be serious about her life, but Pearl responds to it by telling her that she has a dance competition coming up and she is going to take part in that competition. Her mother, however, makes it clear that she is not going to do any such thing. She tells her to be happy with the life she has, adding that she should just thank her parents for all the sacrifices they have made for her. Pearl, however, goes on to say that at least she wants to try it once, and if she fails, she will not mention it again. She says that she wants to prove to everyone that she is more than capable of doing it. Her mother then also confronts her about liking towards killing the animals in the most brutal manners. She says that if Pearl got out of this house and lived somewhere else, the world is bound to see her real face someday. Her mother tells her that there will come a time when she will not hesitate before hurting anyone, so it is not wise for her to go somewhere else. Her mother also points out that she could catch the disease outside and could very much end up just like her dad. Pearl then goes on to taunt her mother, telling her that she is the one who has regrets. She is the one who has no life because she has nothing better to do than taking care of her almost dead husband. Her mother gets angry and goes on to slap her, and in return, Pearl also loses her control and slaps her own mother. The two now start fighting, and Pearl pushes her mother back into the fire near the wall, and her clothes catch fire. Pearl panics, and to put out the fire, she spills hot water on her mother that leaves heavy burns all over her body. Pearl then throws her mother into the basement and leaves. Her dad, who cannot do anything about it, just sits on his chair and looks heartbroken. She flees to the movie theater, and there she meets the projectionist. Since she has no other place to go, she spends the night there, and the two end up having a hormone sandwich. While asleep, she sees a dream where she sees that she has become a popular dancer, but when she sees her mother's burnt-down face, she wakes up. The next morning, she gets into a car with projectionist who drives her home. He has driven her home so that she could prepare for the audition. She invites him in the house and goes on to clear the mess. She takes her dad to a room, and then we see her on a bed with the projectionist, where she indicates that she wants to do it again, and she gets on top of him. She then asks him when he will take her to Europe because he has said that he is going to take her there. This is when he hears some banging on the floor and asks about the noise. It is shown that this is Pearl's mother, whom she locked up in the basement last night. She tells him that it is her dog. She also says that her dog is the one who has created all this mess, which is why she has locked him up in the basement. She then takes him to the barn to show him her animals, and there, she by mistake admits that she does not have any dog. He is also perturbed by a now maggot-infested roasted pig Mitzi's mother left for Ruth the day prior, and by inconsistencies Pearl has told him, as well as by her theatrical behavior. He understands that this girl is not telling any truth, so he gets into his car and tries to leave right away. She tells him that he wants to leave because he does not want to take her to Europe. As he is about to drive away, Pearl gets extremely angry and goes on to stab the man to death. She now starts shouting that no one is going to make her stay at this farm. She goes to her mother in the basement and tells the woman that she is there in this condition because she deserves every bit of it. She later pushes projectionist's car with his corpse into a pond where the alligator she has nicknamed Theta eats his remains. Pearl dresses herself in one of Ruth's lavish gowns and dresses up her father before smothering him to death. She kills him because she does not want to leave him alone on his own. Pearl arrives at the church where the audition is being held, where she meets Mitzi as well. Mitzi is really nervous about the audition, unlike Pearl, who is confident that she is going to get it at any cost. She has also packed all her belongings because she is positive that she is going to win this thing and that she will not have to come back to this farm. She gives a dance performance she feels will win over the talent scouts, but is devastated when she is rejected for not being young, blonde, or all-American. Mitzi accompanies her home in an attempt to console her. In the kitchen, Pearl makes a lengthy confession to Mitzi about her resentment towards Howard, who came from a privileged background but insisted that the couple remain on her family's farm, and admits that she was relieved when she miscarried his child. She further confesses her feelings of alienation and insecurity, her joy in acts of harm, and to taking the lives of her parents and the projectionist. Pearl then manipulates a stunned Mitzi into confessing that she won the audition over Pearl. Jealous that Mitzi won the audition, Pearl chases her down the driveway and kills her with an axe. Pearl then goes on to dismember Mitzi's body and feeds her corpse to Theta before going into the basement and lying with a deceased Ruth. Having concluded that her mother was correct and that Pearl should make the best of what she has, she decides to remediate her wrongdoings by creating a comfortable home for Howard when he returns from the war. The next morning, Howard arrives unexpectedly. In the kitchen, he is horrified to find the bodies of Pearl's parents seated at the dining table around the rotting pig. Pearl greets him with a protracted, pained smile, and with that, the movie comes to an end. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and click the bell icon to get new movie recaps.